Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing today? Sounds like you're all doing pretty well. That's good. Well, I want to introduce myself to you. My name is Miss Detweiler. I'm attending Montgomery County Community College and I'm studying to become a teacher. One of my assignments for my classes is to teach you guys a lesson today. But before we get started with our lesson, I'm going to ask you guys to tell me your names. Wow, thank you for helping me with your names. Today we're going to be reading a story. But before we do, I want to ask you guys a few questions. The first question is, have you ever been to an elementary school before? Do you have an older sibling that goes to an elementary school? That's pretty interesting. Yes, some of us have older siblings that go to elementary schools, and one day we're going to go to an elementary school too, huh? Well, if your sibling goes to an elementary school, do they go there all day or do they go there for half of the day? Yeah, normally people go to an elementary school for the whole day. Sometimes people go for half days if you're in kindergarten. But it's a pretty long time being at an elementary school all day. What do you guys think that they do? Yeah, they do a lot of writing and learning new things, reading books, and a lot of things that you guys do at your learning centers. They do at elementary schools, but they get to learn some new things like science and math, and we're going to read a book today that is called If You Take a Mouse to School. And we're going to learn what Mouse does in his school day. But before we read, I need to tell you guys what our rules are going to be. So rule number 1 is that you look at the pictures while I read, because it's a picture book, so it has a lot of very cool pictures, and it'll be good if you guys look at them. Number 2 is that we listen with our ears very carefully, because we're going to be doing an activity when we're done reading, and we need to pay attention to the book so that we know what to do for our activity. The last rule is that we try and answer the questions that I'm going to ask. I'll ask you guys a few questions while I read and try and answer them to the best of your ability. If you don't know the answer, I'll help you out a little bit too. Alright, I think we're ready to get started. If You Take a Mouse to School by Laura Numeroff, illustrated by Felicia Bond. If you take a mouse to school, he'll ask for your lunchbox. Have you guys ever seen a lunchbox? Have you used one? What kind of food do you put inside of it? That is very yummy food. We're going to see what Mouse puts in his today. When you give him your lunchbox, he'll want a sandwich and a snack for later. He'll probably want to share your backpack too. When you get to school, he'll put things in your locker and take a look around. Have you guys used a locker or maybe cubbies at the Child Center? What do you guys do with them? Yeah, it's where you keep your stuff for the day, all your school supplies and your backpacks. He might do a little math and spell a word or two. He'll even try a science experiment. That's some of the stuff that we talked about that they do at elementary schools. Look at this picture, isn't that funny? He's going a little crazy with his science experiment. Then he'll need to wash up. Got a little messy, huh? you'll have to take him to the bathroom. Once he's nice and clean, what do you think he's going to do next? Yeah, I guess we'll find out. He'll be ready for his lunch. On the way to the lunchroom, he'll see some building blocks. He'll build a little mouse house. Have you guys ever used these building blocks before? Yeah, we use them a lot. They're pretty fun. What if you were able to build your own house with them? Crawl inside, that'd be pretty big. And make some furniture out of clay. There he is sitting in his little chair. Then he'll need some books for his bookshelf. He'll start by writing one of his own, so he'll need a lot of paper. He'll probably use up all your pencils. Have you guys ever had that happen? This little itty bitty pencil because you sharpen it so much? When he's finished, he'll want to read the book to you. What do you think his book is about? If you guys wrote a book, what would you write it about? Those are some pretty good ideas. Then he'll want to take it home, so he'll put it in your lunchbox and tuck it in a safe place. When the bell rings, he'll run out and wait for the bus. Have you guys ever ridden a bus? Have you seen them? Maybe your siblings ride them. They're big and yellow. While he's waiting, he'll play a quick game of soccer. Then he'll ask to shoot a few baskets. You guys played soccer? It's pretty fun. And do a little skateboarding. He's playing a lot of games. When he stops to catch his breath, he'll want his snack. So he'll ask you for your... What do you think he's going to ask for? Lunchbox. And chances are, if he asks for your lunchbox, do you guys remember what he did? We're going to see. You'll have to take him back to school. He's got all his lunch and his snacks. Remember, he tucked them up into the little cubby to keep him safe. And he forgot about him. Well, what a fun story we got to read today. It was funny how they had to go all the way back to school at the end. We learned some new things about school in this book. Something that I learned happened in school is science experiments. Remember when Mouse did his own science experiment? What did all of you learn about school? Yeah, there were a lot of fun things in that book. Those are good ones too. Well, since we're learning about Mouse's school day today, I thought that we would help him get ready for his day tomorrow. So we're going to figure out what are some of the things that you think Mouse needs for school. School supplies, maybe you use them in your child's centers. What are some things that we can use for school? We're going to start out by listing everything we need for Mouse to bring tomorrow. So if you have something, go ahead and say it. I think we need some scissors, maybe some tape, we could use glue, pencils, What are some other things that you guys use? A ruler, crayons, and markers. Well, I think that is a pretty good list. There's our list. Well, now that we have everything that we think that Mouse needs to take to school, we are going to do our activity. So, I want everybody to grab a piece of paper, if you have one at your house, and maybe some crayons. If you want to go do that, you can pause the video. You can ask Mommy and Daddy to pause the video and go and grab those so that we can start our activity. So, we have our list of things that we're going to use for Mouse's school day. I'm going to ask each of you to pick one thing off of our list, and we're going to draw it. You might need some help, so if you want to get an adult to help you out, maybe with writing, we can try and write the words, and we're going to draw the pictures. And then when we're all done, we're going to put it inside of Mouse's lunchbox for tomorrow. Does everybody understand? Awesome. Now that everybody's done, I have the supplies that I made for Mouse's school day tomorrow. So I chose to do his ruler. There we have his ruler ready to go. And here we have Mouse's lunchbox. So we're going to stick them inside Mouse's lunchbox when we're ready. The ruler goes inside. His tape, we're going to put that inside of his lunchbox. And his scissors. Now he's all ready for his day tomorrow. Well, I hope that you guys had a fun time learning about what we get to do in our school day and as an elementary schooler. And I'd love to see your work if you could hold it up. Those are pretty cool. Good job, guys. Well, great job, everyone. Now that we're done, you can put the supplies in Mouse's lunchbox. If you have a lunchbox at home, go ahead and put those in there if your parents are okay with that. Well, my time here is coming to an end. So I'm going to remember what you guys did with your lunchboxes, and you're writing out your supplies, and you did a really good job. They all look amazing. Now we know a lot more about school. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope that you had a fun time. It was nice meeting you. Bye-bye.